Hello there, everybody. Editor-in-Chief Gabi here. You'll notice this episode, my sound is once again subpar, and once again it's Jerry's fault. He was running the soundboards this time as I'm trying to train the young man. I'm trying to train him into running the soundboard because, as we will discuss somewhat in this episode, I was trying to run a very streamlined thing where we didn't have a whole bunch of cords going everywhere, but he insisted upon wearing headphones, which requires an additional setup. Anyway, we somewhat discussed it, but what it boils down to is my sound is subpar. There was a button that was not pushed on the mixer that I can't remember if it was a high pass filter or something, but anyway, it doesn't matter. You don't care. But I want to let you know that yes, I understand my sound is subpar. You can hear me, unfortunately, sorry. Or fantastic, great, depending on your point of view of me. And in the next episode, we discover, perhaps it was mid-podcast. Oh, this button is not pushed. So, sorry for the sound. It gets fixed, just not this episode. But you can still hear me. It's not as if it's just absolutely horrific. It's just subpar. Anyway, I like to do these things because to my finely tuned ears, it irritates me when I hear these things on a podcast. It's on my podcast, which I take great pride in. So it irritates me. So I know it's there. I hear it. We fix it. In the next episode, probably about halfway through. I can't really remember. So there you go. All right. Enjoy this episode. It's a good one. Trust me, it's a good one. Enjoy.
You're listening to the Board Game Snobs podcast, a ridiculous podcast with ridiculous hosts that discuss ridiculous things. And any mention of board games is purely coincidental. And so, without further ado, and with a heavy dollop of shame and embarrassment on my part, I give you the Board Game Snobs.
And go.
Welcome to the Board Game Snobs. It's Enrique, and I'm doing the introduction this time because apparently we're doing some reversed roles today.
We're doing something a little different today.
Some reverse role play.
Like, Jerry's doing the sound.
This is a double RPG.
And Gabi's the sub co-host or sub-star.
We're both hosts. No, nothing changes.
I'm the host right now because I've got the little box.
No, you're the sound guy. I'm the star right now.
We're all being very meta right now, which Jerry hates.
No, but Jerry's not Jerry right now. I am the baffling, bumbling producer, and Gabi's Enrique's going to be the star. And
it's going to be terrible.
I'll be Enrique this episode.
How will you manage?
So I got tired of handling all the sound equipment.
You got tired plugging stuff up.
So yeah, we got in an argument.
There's a picture. I can take a picture of all the wires. I was wanting to streamline it. Nobody cares about any of this, but Jerry insisted we
You're
go ahead
being
and
really meta.
break out the earphones and hook them up, adding additional wires. And so I said, okay.
The old Jerry would be irritated by this meta-ness.
So I said, why don't you come over here and run things?
And
so
here I am.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how you guys got heated over headphones.
I did not get heated.
Very comical to be.
I just asked, honest. Could I plug up my headphones?
I said no.
And he said no. And I said, is there a reason?
Insisted.
No, I said I could do
because
it.
They're unnecessary.
Oh, no, you definitely insisted.
No, I said I could do it. I'll turn you down. I have that power. See, I just said, I'll do it. And if all I had to do was just plug this thing in, that was it.
Oh, how embarrassing.
And here I am, plugged up, ready to go.
Okay, so I was thinking, how about we do something unusual from what we normally do, since we're already starting off this way?
Okay.
All right.
How about we discuss the game just right off the bat, and then maybe go into other stuff?
Which game?
We're going to discuss Twilight Inscription.
Mm-hmm.
Are we not?
Yes, I would.
Twilight Inscription, so. The Twilight Imperium universe roll and write, which feels nothing, absolutely nothing like Twilight Imperium, other than you still have the lion face on the front.
What does Twilight Imperium feel like?
It feels like lions arguing with each other and battles. Harsh battles of die rolls and blowing things up and possibly even ousting people out of the game, and they have to sit on the couch for 5 hours until the game finishes. This game provides none of that. This game might as well be Biblios. This game might as well be Hadrian's Wall. Biblios, the roll and write. Hadrian's Wall probably is a more apt description because people say that there's a lot of similarities between the two as far as there being somewhat a lot going on visually. Some combos happening. It's fine. It's a roll and write. Period. They all feel the same to me.
Ricky?
Like, it was a decent game. Nothing like too mind-boggling. It was like...
Your mind was not boggled.
It was not boggled. It was okay. It was a steady pace. Maybe
1 to 8 players.
I feel like it would be better with more people, to be honest.
I feel like it would feel the exact same.
Yeah, at 3, you're doing the same thing. But as you are with 8.
I have not attempted the solo.
It's the same.
The exact same. So, literally, it doesn't matter. You could have 50 people playing this game. It's going to be the same. The councils that happen when you could supposedly have some negotiations going on, they feel kind of light and meaningless to me.
For me,
it may cost you a point.
Yeah, it was just very underwhelming.
Underwhelming. Good term. Good term. I would say the same as well.
It's like the combat. It was okay. It was meh.
I keep looking at the box trying to figure out who designed it, but
it's James Knifton. I don't know how you pronounce it. Kniffi.
Isn't it right there on the
Knifton?
Right there.
James Kniffen.
Kniffen.
Nifty Kniffen.
So, roll and rides, I think, are not our thing. I still think
they're not, and I'm really surprised you bought this game because I thought we were over the roll and write phase.
Well, this was the last big epic. This purports to be an epic roll and ride experience.
It's epic,
and it's Twilight Imperium.
It was not. I felt nothing epicness in this gameplay.
I can't say what your definition of epic without Mason Pierce getting angry. People wanting to know about my definitions.
Nothing felt grand in scale. It felt like a roll and write. That's what I'm saying. Cartographers, the Biblios, quill and parchment. It did feel like more going on than, as we say, the flip and write you just mentioned.
Welcome to.
Welcome to is very straightforward, where you all have the same options. What are you doing this? You flip the card over. We all have the exact same options to choose from, but what we do with it on your various boards. And that's the whole thing with roll and writes is the variability between players that happens with the exact same product in front of you. And that's an interesting thought, but ultimately not to me, because again, they all feel the same. And you're just sitting over here doing your thing, doing your spreadsheet. Enrique's doing his spreadsheet. We count up our points at the end. Oh, okay. Next game.
The old Jerry would push back on literally everything you just said.
Well, I mean, that's why I like the new Jerry, because you don't have to push back. You can just disagree and say, well, I felt it was this way.
Is push back and disagree different? What's the definition of pushback?
Well, I mean, as opposed to saying, well, I liked it for this reason, you can say, well, I did not. I thought it was this reason. Just differing opinions as opposed to you're right, I'm wrong, like this certain black line of crossing that you feel every game must have.
Interesting that you perceive it that way.
No, that's how you act in every game we play. It's like when I have an opinion of it one way, if I liked it and you didn't, you feel that your opinion of it is the correct opinion. My opinion of it is the incorrect opinion.
Do you feel like my opinion is incorrect and your opinion's correct?
I don't care about your opinion. I just don't like when you attack my opinion.
He doesn't care about my opinion.
I don't care about your opinion. Because we can have differing ones and I'll be like, that's interesting. You see it that way. Mm-hmm. I don't see it that way, but I don't think you're wrong. That's the difference between us.
So you mean you hold opinions that are...
See, here you go with your gaslighting.
No, I'm just asking.
This is the epitome of gaslighting.
No, I'm asking.
This is what you do.
No, it's not. It's not.
No, see, this is what you do.
No, I'm asking you a question. You hold opinions.
We have opinions.
You don't feel like your opinion's right.
I did not. Did I say those words?
No, I'm asking you. You don't feel like your opinion's right.
An opinion can be a way you feel.
Right.
It doesn't have to be in the right or wrong category, period. I enjoyed this game. I can't be wrong for enjoying it. Or I can't be wrong for not enjoying it.
Right.
I just enjoyed it.
Right.
So if you said you enjoyed this game, whereas I did not, I wouldn't say you're wrong for enjoying this. Now, you could provide some parameters as to why you enjoyed it. And I might say, I didn't really feel that way or see it that way. But that, again, doesn't mean wrong or right.
Your perception of this is interesting. The old Jerry would pick this apart.
Go for it.
No,
I don't think you... See, here's another thing. You know what? See, you're trying to bait me.
I'm not baiting you. I'm running the sound. I'm busy watching you peek.
I'm not going to lie. You're taking the bait quite effectively.
I feel like we just discussed this not too long ago as well.
What?
This exact very thing. In that
what, opinions? You guys have had this conversation I don't know how many times.
You don't listen to the podcast.
I don't have to listen to the podcast to listen to you guys in real life.
Oh, okay.
No, it's like you because of my low self-esteem, I'm easily influenced as to how I think my thinking is. Oh, well, I must be wrong because I don't feel like I have a point. But inevitably, ultimately, Jerry just generally tends to think his opinion is correct.
That's interesting. It's very interesting. What gives you that impression?
Because you're arrogant.
I know, but what gives you that impression?
Your arrogance.
What?
You're very more confident in what you say. And whereas I'm more open to thought, whereas you just like delineate these things in a black or white fashion generally.
So you're open to having your mind changed is what you're saying.
Unlike you, yes.
Thank you for that.
You're hard-headed.
All right. Interesting.
I don't want to sit over there and just say interesting.
Yes,
you're
do.
Not being me.
You say
you're not being me.
Interesting. You do that all the time.
I do not.
Oh, that's right. Well, what should you? So I'm supposed to take on your role and talk over you?
You do that anyway,
and be
you just don't remember it.
Overly emotional regarding a roll and ride.
Anyways.
I wonder.
What are you looking at on the screen? So you're looking at the screen.
No, I'm not. I'm looking at the box.
Oh.
Do you feel that when a game...
Oh, you're looking at the box.
Yes, is themed, such as this one is, Twilight Inscription. Do you feel like it has to give the same feeling as Twilight Imperium?
I would like if a part of the soul of the game they're naming it after is there.
So the theme is there, the selection of the various
when you
aspects...
You say the theme is not here. The pictures are there. It's the same art. There's no theme here.
Okay. But the utilizing the boards to select what you're going to kind of like activate, like your this part of the board or that part of the board, kind of like, you're going to focus on your fleet or your, various different little portions there that take place in Twilight Imperium. That's kind of there.
I felt none of that.
Okay, you didn't feel it. Well, I mean, it's there though. I mean, it's you utilize your command little tokens to increase this area or that area. So, I mean, like you said, the characters are there, the pictures, the artwork. But does it have to provide the same experience as Twilight?
Well, clearly it doesn't have to because it didn't.
No. I'm saying for it to be considered, your ranking of this game is based on the fact that this wasn't a light version of Twilight Imperium. Am I correct?
That was what I was anticipating. Okay. Somewhat correct.
I am saying, why do you naturally assume that a roll and ride is just a light version of the main game?
Because I've played several that are.
Such as?
The Castles of Burgundy dice game.
Okay.
To me, it had a very similar feeling.
And would you...
the Biblios, to me, had a similar feeling.
So you're saying is that a roll and ride, is it meant to just be a lighter version of the base game? Enrique?
Well, seeing that this game is just an off branch of what the main game is, it doesn't necessarily have to take the same mechanics or the same theme of the game. It just has to have the presence of what the game is.
Correct.
Of the main game.
Right.
Anyways. So I feel like the theme of it is slightly there, but just it's not. The presence of the theme is just it's very weak.
Right. Because it's a roll and ride.
I would say yes, that would be what I anticipate when they name it afterwards. Because so far in the world of board gaming, when they come out with an offshoot or off branch, as Enrique says, you have Castles of Burgundy, the card game. Very similar feel. Actually preferable to the OG game, in our opinion, as board game snobs. When you have Castles of Burgundy, the dice game, it's a little less so, but I still got the same feel. When you have the Baron, the Charcoal Baron, what's that game?
Cold Baron.
Cold Baron. They come out with a card game.
It was awful.
It was awful, but you could see how it was shooting for that same feel of gathering these products and shipping them off. Whenever they say, this is so-and-so the dice game, so-and-so the card game, you're looking for the same feel of the parental game. So when you have, this is Twilight Imperium, the roll and write. Yes, I'm looking for that because you named it after that original product.
So you're looking for negotiation.
I thought there would be more negotiation in this game, correct.
And some sort of combat, which tends to be the area
There was
control.
some combat, which was, okay.
Also underwhelming.
Okay.
Yeah.
And, various other powers or tech tree type things, right? Which really wasn't that present in the game either. So it was very underwhelming, is much lighter, right? So it was not the massive game that Twilight Imperium is, obviously. It's a much down distilled version of the game.
It's not even a distilled version of the game. It's nothing to it's the same as in it. You roll dice, you mark things off that match the dice. That's like every other roll and write. You could have made this game Anachrony, the roll and write.
So now that
the name doesn't have anything to do with what it is.
So there's our first point that I'd like to focus on.
Jerry's going to make points.
So
How dare you make points? How dare you make valid, lucid points?
Ignore that this game is based on Twilight Imperium. This game is a Kickstarter that has a space-based theme. It's just a regular space game that's a roll and ride.
Okay.
Judge the game by its mechanics. Did you enjoy this game? If you were no expectations.
No, it's spreadsheet the game just like every other. I don't like, and you've said this. We've said this as we played it. We, in general, as the board game snobs, don't. We played the full game. It's a roll and ride. It's fine. They're all the same to me. I don't know how else to say that. They all feel the same.
So
there's not a roll. I have yet to play a roll and ride. We're like, oh my god, I really enjoyed this, except for
Welcome
Quill
to
and Parchment.
Welcome to.
I really liked Quill and Parchment.
I really like Welcome to. Welcome to has consistently maintained to be.
I do like Welcome to because it is very straightforward.
So with this game though, I did enjoy it. I thought there were parts of it that it is long. I think that's what they mean by epic. It is an hour and a half, 2 hours long.
Yeah, which is very odd.
It is very easy to understand. I do like the checking of things and utilizing and going here, and it provided with some neat little decisions, but this was not an engaging game by any means, and it's too long for a roll and ride, in my opinion. That's the thing that I would push up against it, is that no matter what it is, I don't want to play a roll and ride for 2 hours.
No.
Yeah, it was like, how many cards were there? Like 30?
There's
30?
Get
No.
even closer to your microphone, Enrique.
Oh, my bad.
But
close as
either way, with that,
Eat the microphone nearly.
the sameness.
The same knee. I have two knees. They are the same.
Would you
Left knee
feel
and a right knee.
that is a legitimate complaint about a lot of Euro games as well? Because a lot of them are doing the same thing. You're picking up resources.
No,
and
because there's
utilizing.
different mechanisms, though. There's only one mechanism in this game.
Which
Roll
is,
die, mark things off.
There you go. So I think that is my big point, is that it doesn't matter what type of game that they make in connection with it being whatever the theme is. It's this roll and write being the main mechanism, the main thing that you're doing. Rolling, writing something down, and utilizing whatever resources are on the dice. there is very limited engagement in that. Whereas the interaction between the players and negotiation, none of that was really there. I would have liked to have seen something a little more engaging, perhaps something to do with the combat being a little more, I don't know, a little more, not just drawing these little symbols and things on this little board and it being...
I wanted to feel the pressure of someone actually attacking.
Correct. It would have been neat to have, like, these are your ships and you can upgrade them, and then at some point in time, there'd be like a shared board that we're actually engaging in combat and rolling combat dice. It would have been funny if they even put like little miniature ships. At least it would have some presence of just... Now, I used to play this game that I guess was the first roll and write that was ever invented, which I invented it, but that's okay. I won't take the credit for it. But I used to take a piece of paper and a buddy of mine would draw a line down the middle. And on one side, we would draw TIE fighters, and the other side would draw X-Wings and fold the paper.
Should discuss this game. I want to make that my board game.
Anyways.
And I literally have ideas for it.
And then you would draw little dots.
Mark it and fold the people.
Yeah. So that was like something I think a lot of kids played. But, you know, like that was a thing. Like it's your first roll, right? Folding the paper over and seeing if you hit their...
Well, can I say that the term write and roll and write is a misnomer? There's no writing. It's roll and mark.
What's the difference?
Writing to me involves letters, numbers. This one, you squiggle or mark on there. There's no writing.
You do X's and O's.
Roll and mark.
I would, no. I think that's a poor point. I think writing is writing.
There's no writing.
There is writing.
Name something. Read what I wrote on there.
I wrote Jerry, and you wrote Gobby.
That's on the top of the page where your name goes at.
Yeah, and then you wrote zeros and X's. I mean, you're writing on it. It marking.
No, you're scribbling. There's no writing.
Well, technically, like if you're using,
it's a point of minutia, but there's no writing. Let's look up the terminology. Let's look up the definition of writing. Let me be Jerry. Let's look up the definition of writing.
I think you're going to be disappointed.
I might be, but we'll see what happens. According to Oxford. Yeah. The activity or skill of marking coherent words on paper and composing text. The activity or occupation of composing text for publication. We did none of that. We wrote smudges, marks, check marks, etc.
Well,
it's a roll and mark game.
I think if you went down to the secondary.
No, that wasn't secondary. The secondary said for publishing. We can't publish our squiggles.
I feel like this definition is more accurate.
You got to go by the Oxford. Is that Oxford?
Yeah.
Is that Webster's?
Yeah. Well, we do Oxford.
Oxford's is.
We like Oxford.
Oxford
and their commas.
I don't even know what that is.
You don't know what the Oxford comma is?
That's the one with the semicolon,
it's
right?
It's a British comma. No, that's a. That's
what Enrique has.
Yeah, he has a semi-kidney and a semicolon.
He's got a merged kidney and a semicolon.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Well, I'm sorry.
Why you always have to reveal information about me that I don't want really revealed?
Everybody knows you ain't got no
about
kidney.
Your
obviously the kidney thing, but the colon, really?
Okay, I'm sorry. You have a semicolon.
All right.
Sorry.
We'll take a long pause right there.
Maybe we could edit that out.
Colon, semicolon. No. Semicolon's a short pause.
A long pause.
More long pause.
So, Twilight Inscription, Board Game Snobs, how do we rate it?
It's a 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
Even still.
It's decent. It's not...
Okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
It's decent.
Yeah, it was okay.
Here's the thing I go back to when the three of us play a game. Is this a game we'll break out and say, hey, let's go back to Twilight Inscription? No, we'll never break this out.
Well, no rolling rights. There's no rolling rights.
That's why I give it a 6 out of 10. It's like, we'll never break this out ever again. But if someone, one of our friends just sees this and it's like, hey, you want to play this? I was like,
well, that's a different scenario. But when it's a valid scenario. But when it comes to the three of us, for our podcast, we played this only because it's a new game. People are talking about it. We played it to discuss. Now that we've played it,
we're disgusted.
We will. I would no.
We would never touch this again. Yeah.
It's not London. It's not Crescent City Cargo. It's not Ponzi. It's none of these games that we go back and play again. We will never play this again. Just like we never played Cartographers again. We've never played Welcome to Again. We've played it on BGA.
I love BGA.
We played on BGA with strangers or solo or however you want to play it.
I love strangers. Especially Stranger Things. Not the show, but just Stranger Things.
And now, letters from our adoring fans and hate mail from our adversaries.
All right, let's move on to an email.
Oh, we got to read emails now.
This is a Dear Snobby from Daniel Gresley. I don't think we've discussed
Who's
it. You
Daniel
answered
Gresley?
it. He said, I sure hope we haven't read this before. Should I cull my collection?
Yes. Daniel, do it.
You answered it.
I did what I write. I don't remember it.
He said, I live in a 3-bed terrace house. What's a terrace house?
I'm not sure.
A yawn?
That's where they have those things that grow outside on a terrace.
Jerry is bored of this email.
Or maybe terrorist.
Terrace.
Terrace.
Not terrorist. Terrace.
He lives with Al Qaeda.
With my wife and 2 children.
Al and Qaeda.
Al and Qaeda.
That's his kid's name.
My collection brings me joy, and so does the feeling when you find a bargain. The problem is that we have played 68 games from our collection in the past 12 months, but own 3 times that.
Okay.
3 times 70 would be 210.
You did that.
So out of 210, they've played 68, basically. The house is starting to burst at the seams. How should we decide what to cull?
What did I write back? I don't recall.
You said, Jerry here, sort your collection into categories, such as entry-level, strategy, area control. You meant to put etc., but instead you put ECT.
What's that?
Ecot.
What's that mean?
It's your dyslexia kicking.
Ecot?
You meant to put etc., but you
That's what's etc. ETC?
Etc. is ETC.
Well, I was too busy TBC.
You were taking care of business, TCB.
Oh.
You got that backwards as well.
Oh. I was like taking better care. Go ahead.
Keep only the best out of those categories. Rate them and keep only the cream of the shelf. That sounds kind of gross.
Shelf cream.
Shelf cream. You don't want no shelf cream.
You want that shelf cream.
No need to have games with the same. I'm trying to read your email, and it's nearly impossible because you just. I don't know if you print these when you're like 3 gens in or what, but I have found that selling them on FB, Facebook,
FB,
or bulk, shipping the games. I don't want a Board Game Co. can help save on shipping costs. So basically, he told him to sort them into categories and then I guess rate them and then just kind of go from what he thinks is his favorite.
Right. Sounds like solid advice there.
I mean, that sounds like solid advice.
Do you have more emails you need to read?
Dear Snobby, this is from Brandon Haynes. Gobby has often lamented about not having anyone in the area to game with, just as I just complained about. I sort of have the opposite problem. Brag.
You got too many friends. I'm too popular.
A few years ago, pre-COVID, I asked via social media if I had any friends that would be interested in learning board games. Over time, I added about 50 people to a group for Thursday night gaming. Over time, again, I've gotten a few people to come, usually 1 or 2. Brag. And once I even had 12 or so show up. However, recently no one has shown. Oh, sad. That was a hard swallow.
I'm sorry, that's tequila.
I keep doing.
Your wife's cheap tequila.
I keep doing weekly events, but no one shows up. Oh, now it's gotten sad.
That's very sad.
I'm trying to decide if I should keep doing them or just shut it down.
It's probably you, Brandon.
I guess it doesn't hurt me to keep doing them, but it is super demoralizing to have that many people in a group and none of them show up. What do you guys think? Keep going and hope people show up or just stop?
I would say don't stop because you can't stop. Mainly what you should do is specifically reach out to ones, and I'm assuming that maybe you're not picking a particular game, maybe. And like maybe do it that way. Tempt people with a game that you know these people like and have a set amount. Know who's coming. Know who's agreed. Who's RSVP'd. And do that.
You had 50 people to a group. Over time, a few have come. Once I even had 12 or so show up. Then it was whittled down to 1 or 2. Then eventually none. So the thing is, gaming together is generally not just a social event, but it's a social event with people that you probably get along with, enjoy being around. Did you not develop any friendships in that?
That's harsh, Gobby.
Wow. I didn't think you would
Well, he's Gobby's
go
going.
into it.
Shots fired.
I know.
Man.
Well, I mean, out of all those people, was there just a few perhaps you really did like, and maybe you exchanged numbers or something with, and you could say, hey, specifically contact those people and make sure you have a set game night. It's a matter of developing a friendship. But then again, you have people that game in these like large communities, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we have a game group. Show up, and we teach them new games."
Rando
blah, blah, blah.
people.
Pretty much.
I don't play with no randos.
I don't enjoy playing with random people.
I
don't.
enjoy playing with people who listen to our podcast, though.
And that's why I don't like playing on BGA, because I don't generally enjoy playing with random people.
I like playing with random people because it spices things up for just the gameplay.
That's how you lost your kidney.
Hey, man.
So like you're talking about like at Board Game Geek Con.
Yeah, it's just like...
But me and Enrique are likable people.
I know
We get around and we like to do the...
I noticed you left me out of that.
Well, you don't like... You're not a people person like we are. We like to party. We bring the party.
I'm a people person. I'm just shy.
No, you're not.
How are you going to tell me what I am?
You say all the time. I'm not a people
I'm not going to
person.
say anything because I've never really witnessed you around people that you don't know.
We've been to 4 Board Game Geek Cons together.
And
Yeah,
you
with
sit over in the
fans.
corner and
I do not
hide
sit in the corner.
and panic when it's just you. You do too.
Not.
Yes, you're not a people person. It's
I'm
okay.
not.
To be all honest, I've never seen
Please
you
be all
alone
honest.
with either Jerry
why
or
would I
me.
be alone?
I'm just saying. I've never
I
seen
would
you.
never go and be by myself. That's another thing.
Yeah, that's what we're
Because
saying.
you need other people who you're already familiar with.
Yeah,
not
like you're
random
more
people.
comfortable around people when you have people that you already know around you as well.
Exactly. That's why I said what I said to Brandon.
So they're precisely you're not very good
But that
around
doesn't
people
mean I
in
don't
general.
enjoy people.
You enjoy certain
How
people.
dare you?
Like you're
Lindsay said I was a delight to be around.
not. But I'm just saying that you just already confirmed that you're not very sociable when you're alone.
No. You're talking about 2 different things here. Am I a people person? What does that even mean?
You're
You know how to
engaging
go
with
out.
other people.
Yeah, you know how
I
to.
you have no-
Okay, no. I know how to have conversation and engage other people. Yes,
Okay.
100%.
But to influence.
do I go out and seek that? No.
So you don't require it.
But if I do go out with Jerry or with you or whoever, I'm very pleasant to be around.
I wouldn't say pleasant,
I'm
but
very pleasant.
but you're tolerable.
I'm neither obnoxious
You're both
nor
tolerable.
arrogant. I'm a pleasant delight, according to Lindsay.
Well, but you wouldn't seek out
And Jeffrey, because me and him talk on Instagram after
Jeffrey,
meeting on BGG.
Another Jeff. But you don't seek out people though,
And
right?
see, that's the thing. I talk to these folks on our social medias, whereas Jerry doesn't engage with anybody. But I'm the one that keeps the relationships going. So who's the people person, Enrique?
Well, you can't really say you're a people person if you're talking to someone online.
Wow, yeah.
I met them in real life and continued it online.
They could be.
Yeah, but you
I'm
formed
developing a relationship. I am a people person. Now, just because I don't enjoy going up to randos and being goofy like Jerry does, what does that mean?
Means I'm a delight.
It means I'm just not as assertive.
Okay,
I'm not assertive.
No, I bet you he is a people's person, but he's not very
You're
sociable.
talking about me in the third person. I'm right here, Enrique.
I know. I'm looking
Look
at Jerry
me in the eye.
because I'm trying.
Maybe her mom was right. I intimidated Enrique.
I think you're right. And I think if you go back and listen to literally any podcast prior to this one where you've said 1 billion times that you're not a people person and re-listen to that, you'll probably find out where Enrique's coming from.
But that's not the
Because I like talking to people, but I don't like engaging into I don't walk
Deep
up
conversation.
to someone. I don't like walking up to people and just saying hello.
Well, no, Oh, God, no. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I
Why
love
would
that.
you do that?
I do that to
Yeah, I'm a
everybody.
people person, but I'm not sociable.
I'm sociable. I'll help people, rando people.
Like Jerry's sociable. He'll walk up to a random group and just instigate something.
What's going on?
Whether they want it or not.
It don't
Yeah,
matter.
precisely.
Next thing you know, there's a mob.
We don't do that.
No, correct.
Right.
Like we can be a people person as long as someone is coming up to us and engaging the conversation.
So
We
yeah,
are friendly.
Brandon, that's probably
We are
what you need.
friendly.
You don't need a lot of people. You just need a few quality people. So seek out the cream of the shelf and
Shelf
get
cream.
those people and make
I think
them
that's called Old English.
Old English,
Shelf
Old
cream.
Spice. Search out the best and keep those people in your life. That's what he should do.
The best.
The best. Am I going to get to do all day?
Losers always give it.
The poor impressions. I am the last one. I just go down the list of all the things, all the list of them.
What are we looking at time wise over there?
Hour and a half.
It's really flown by.
You'll edit out
It
a lot of
has.
it. So yes, we have to end this episode, right? Is this because this is what your job normally is?
Well,
You
what's
start-
the time at?
It's 40 seconds, minutes.
Oh my God, 40 minutes.
40
That's
minutes.
plenty. Yes,
That is plenty of this podcast. That we've got to express our hatred for Twilight Inscription
and all rolling rights.
and all rolling rides.
They're all the if
If this was the old Jerry, I would strike out and say that only rolling rights are played by weak-minded people who should probably just take up crocheting. Touche.
But that's not the old Jerry. It's
Nope.
the new Jerry.
Nope. The new Jerry just
What'd you
says
say?
your opinion matters, and this is what maybe this game's for people who like rolling
And he
rights.
claims to be a people person. As he condescends to you. Talks
Everybody
down to
has. Everybody has.
Well,
an
technically,
opinion.
he
Everybody's
is a
valid
people
opinion.
person. He's just not.
No, just because you're a
He's
jerk.
not a caring person.
Just
Let's
because
say
you're a
that.
jerk doesn't mean you're a
This is
people person.
this. I'm gonna turn you all
I
down.
would've
Turn you on.
knocked
Shut
this
off all your
jerk.
mics. How's that feel? There you go. You ain't got no mics on now. How about that? Turn off all your mics. Oh yes.
Just how handy.
Yeah, turn them all off. I've got the power. I'm drunk with power.
Power already.
Now, this is how it shall be.
It took a mere 40 minutes for him to get drunk with power.
I may have accidentally turned off my mic. I don't know whose mic is on.
good.
Either way.
Good.
So, this game was fine. It wasn't great. We don't like rolling rights. If you are just one of those people who have like 18 cats and you like doing Sudoku puzzles and sitting around and you have no friends and you really like rolling rights, then this one's probably pretty decent for you. You'll enjoy this. Go on down to Aldi's, get your favorite whatever little weird breads that you eat, because that's probably the type of person that you like. You eat some weird breads and you sit around and you eat rye bread with avocado and you sit and you do your rolling rights while you pet your cat. You'll like this game. This is your game.
That's hard.
That's harsh. Yeah, I am. I'm saying it.
I would be the second microphone. There you go.
Nigga,
You're still learning.
I'm turning you up.
Still learning, kid.
I'm not. No, I got this. You act
Oh,
like this
yeah.
was so hard.
No, it's not hard. It's just I set it up and put it away every
I
time.
got to just pull you.
And then edit the podcast.
Why don't you just put it away?
You put all the way. Okay, whatever.
You're
You're unappreciative.
I'm
of
not
all my
unappreciative.
efforts.
I'm just.
I can see like
He makes-
why Gobby hates
he
it.
makes
It's a
everything-
very it can be tedious. Let's say that.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know who else
It's
is? You know who
tedious.
else is tedious?
I'm just saying. It's just like the wires get
I do feel
all.
like he's blowing up my ears right now.
I'm letting him blow up your
I'm
ears.
sorry.
Okay.
Ear holes blown.
Like I've been
Blow
told
my-
that I'm
blow
not
my
close
ear
enough
holes.
to the mic.
And now I'm not even on. Oh my God. What a nightmare. Oh,
All right.
jeez.
Well, that's gonna do it for us, everybody. Hang on a second.
Not DJ Jazzy Jerry over there.
So, fans, please go on to the Board Game Snobs. Send us an
don't talk
email.
like that.
Send us an email to Board Game
Turn
Snobs.
my microphone on.
Send us an email at boardgamesnobs@gmail.com.
Rate
and review
On
us
Apple.
on Apple, iTunes,
And Spotify.
Spotify.
If you disagree with our
If you
opinions
disagree,
and rights, email us.
Please email us at Board Game Snobs. Join our Facebook group.
Give us
Join.
money on our Patreon.
Do our Patreon.
All this will be in the show
This will
notes.
all be in the show notes that nobody reads. This is Jerry.
This is supercilious Jerry.
And then this is
Thank you for tolerating this episode of the Board Game Snobs. Stay classy.